Dyslexic genius here. What I'm going to talk about is a broken off crank into a motor, and we have to take it apart. We have two sections of this. We have a male end and a female end. Some motors have it reversed. So some motors will have the male end sticking out. On a Victor, the female is on the motor, and the crank has the male end. So you take a crank off by going lefty-lefty like this. And why does this happen? Well, boys and girls, over 50 years, nobody ever oiled the crankshaft when it went into the motor, and it probably rusted out. So then fatigue set in, so you're cranking it and you're trying to get it out or some way, and it just snaps off. So what happens is, from the screwdriver forward, this will break off sometimes. And it's kind of a pain, but you can get it fixed. So what we have is, we have a gear here with a pin right there where the end of the screwdriver is. So the shaft for the winding crank mechanism right here goes through these two castings on a Victor. So you have to remove all this. Then you knock that pin out. And I try to get...
You take off this.
You take off the ratchet paw system right here. And these change. Sometimes there's two gears out here on the outside. But you have to look around because you have to find that pin on what gear it is. So you have a little bit of multiple choice there, but you clean everything off and say, okay, now I understand. So we knock that pin out with a small punch. You come in here and tappy, 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 and that's like a shear pin. Sometimes if you overcrank, like on a Victor, that'll break. And this is the weak spot on Victor motors. So we take all this apart. We got the gear, we got the shaft out. This pulls out this way, the gear will drop down. So now we have two pieces. We'll clean those two pieces. And then what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to set up the shaft into a drill press, center drill the broken piece, and then get a screw extraction tool, which is a piece of metal, and you beat it in and it unscrews. If you don't have this quality of work to do in your home, you can take this to a machine shop and they can pull that out, or unless you have a friend that has a drill press, and you'll get that out, clean everything up, put everything back together. But when you reassemble, this is real tricky on these. When you reassemble, like on a Victor, the hole in this casting and this casting are never going to get oiled. So what you want to do is, when on pre-assemblies, you want to coat that with STP so it won't wear out. Because when you pull it out, you're going to see wear marks on the shaft and go, oops, I should have oiled that when I did my last resto on that. It's a pretty easy fix. It's a little complicated, and that's my tip for the day.